All right, look, people. ESPN has a signature shoe on special delivery today, but it is with a heavy heart that I say it is downright blasphemous that special delivery does not have its own signature shoe. I mean, can you believe, do you see the work that we put in on this show? I mean, Kwame Brown has his own shoes. Kwame Brown, bona fide scrubs. You mean to tell me special delivery can't have a shoe? I mean, this is asinine. It's ASA 10, ASA 11, ASA 12, however many ASAs you want to go to, that's what this is. Special delivery deserves its own signature shoe, and I mean that. What's good, family? It's your boy Sykes, and you are looking live at another episode of Special Delivery, where today we're tapping in with Adidas Top 10, man. You know, that OG basketball sneaker from way back in the day. But these things actually have a little bit of a special twist to them. They pay homage to ESPN SportsCenter program, which I know is kind of random, but it's not kind of random. It's really random. But there's actually some shared history between the two sides that makes this really cool. But even beyond that, though, I'm just glad to see the top 10 getting this sort of love and this sort of treatment from Adidas. Like, for me, it has been a long time coming with this. It's about time. And I'll explain what I mean by that and why I'm so passionate about the top 10. But before we get into all that, though, you know what it is. We got to unbox these. So let's do it. All right, let's see what these things hitting on, man. Let's see what we talking about. Ooh. Yo. These things are so good, y'all. The first thing that popped out to me upon opening the box was this snakeskin leather right here. Like, this has like that scaly look that comes with it, right? And it's in this off-white colorway. Then you go to these three stripes right here. You see they come in this midnight black color, right? With a little bit of red trim, sort of matching the ESPN colors, the ESPN theme that we talk about here. And you got some more midnight black down here in the midsole. Go up to this collar, man. Like, this thing is amazing. Like, this leather is just so smooth, y'all. Like, it's wild, and it comes in this midnight black colorway once again. But then you move up, you see you got these three stripes right here coming in that ESPN logo color. So you got orange, white, and red right there, which matches up with the ESPN logo that you can also see right here, except for this one's black because it's on this collar, right? Then you move up, you go to the tongue, right? And you see at the top, you got that Adidas logo. Underneath that, you got SportsCenter right there. And then you have that Top 10 logo right there. Then underneath that, you got 1979 in really small print, which is a really important year that we'll get back to in a second. But before we do talk about that, we gotta talk about these laces, man. Like, man, these things are good. They come in this off-white colorway that matches up with the snakeskin leather on the sneaker. But my favorite part of this thing, these lace jewels right here, man. Like, you see, you got the lace lock at the top right here. Then underneath of that, you got this Adidas trefoil logo right there. And then you got that Top 10 right there. And then underneath that, you got a jewel that says 1979, which is the year that both ESPN SportsCenter and Adidas Top 10 sneaker were born. This shoe is really trying to tell us a little bit of a history lesson in this case. And I think that's really cool. Matter of fact, why don't we talk a little bit about that in the shared history between these two sides? So you're probably wondering still, 1979, you gotta explain this thing to me, Sykes. Like, this doesn't make sense. Adidas and ESPN don't make sense together, but they kind of do when you look at the shared history between both SportsCenter and this Top 10 right here. So let's start with SportsCenter, actually. On September 7th, 1979, the SportsCenter was born, man. It was a revolutionary sports program where they took these highlight packages, put them together, and let people watch them. So you could literally like watch all of your sports in one program. It was revolutionary for the time. They absolutely changed the way that we watch sports. And the thing about it is that they knew exactly what they were doing with it. There's this quote from Lee Leonard, who was one of the first anchors on the show, and it's actually included in this box. It says right here, if you're a fan, what you'll see in the next minutes, hours, and days to follow may convince you that you've gone to sports heaven. And obviously he was right. Like, SportsCenter is huge now. The program is wildly successful. It totally worked. And while ESPN was building that, Adidas was building their own revolutionary thing. They were creating the Top 10. It was this basketball sneaker that was supposed to change the way basketball sneakers look completely. They needed a sneaker that allowed athletes to transition with basketball from this low impact, low contact sport to this high contact sport that we see today. And athletes in the NBA and the ABA at the time were jumping out of the gym, man. Like, they were bigger, stronger, faster than before, and they needed something to be able to sort of withstand that impact, right? And that's what the Top 10 is supposed to be. It's this full-length leather sneaker that is supposed to be able to fit on all types of athletes and withstand their athleticism in ways that shoes weren't really able to before. And that was a revolutionary function, but this shoe wasn't only revolutionary in that space. It was also revolutionary in the way that it was created. They actually consulted with NBA superstar Rick Barry on how to build this shoe. And I know you're probably thinking, that sounds mad normal because it happens all the time today, but it didn't happen at all back then. I mean, that was a new concept, actually going to an NBA star and seeing how this shoe should have been built. As easy and simple as that sounds, it wasn't a thing. So while this shoe changed things on the court, it also changed things off of the court in the way that these sneaker brands interact with these different athletes. So sounds like 1979 was a pretty great year for both sports and sports business, which is exactly why I think, which is exactly why I should say I'm confused rather as to why it took Adidas so long to bring this Top 10 back, man. Like, it's been a while since we've seen this thing get this sort of special treatment, and honestly, to me, it's about time. Look, I don't think I need to tell y'all that vintage basketball sneakers are in. I've said that enough on the show. You've seen these sneakers out in the streets more than enough. You know what it is by now, which is also why it's so confusing to me that it took this long for the Top 10 to get this sort of treatment. I mean, this shoe was popping back in 2012, but after that, we hadn't really seen that much of it. Like, we see it occasionally in collabs like the Star Wars collab where they gave it the Boba Fett treatment, which is dope if you're a Star Wars nerd like me, but like everybody's not that. And then you've got some general release colorways that look decent, but beyond that, this shoe was treated like nothing special, which is confusing considering how much success the Adidas Forum has had over the last few months. I mean, it was one of the best sneakers in the summertime, and we also saw what Adidas was able to do with Bad Bunny in the Forum. Why can't you do something like that with the Top 10? Maybe give it a Beyonce or a Pharrell treatment, or maybe Kid Cudi, or maybe even take it into the basketball realm and give it like a Trae Young icy vibe or something. I don't know, but like, to me, this shoe just deserves something special, especially considering the origin story like we just talked about. Like, this thing deserves some love. So I'm gonna appreciate these while we have them right here, but hopefully, man, Adidas can keep that same energy with these moving forward. But with that being said, family, that's a wrap for Special Delivery. I'm your boy Sykes, and this is Adidas and ESPN's Top 10 Basketball High. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Special Delivery. Make sure you like and subscribe to catch future episodes of Special Delivery, and let us know in the comments who else you want to see get that Top 10 treatment like ESPN. Me, I would love to see a Marvel version of these or something like that, but for you, let me know who it is.